Your guys' sound has a lot of this kind of like 80s, new agey, almost, I like to say it reminds me of like the Lost Boys soundtrack kind of sound, which I really love. So I was wondering if you were inspired at all kind of by the 80s or new age music and brought that into your sound.
You like new age music, right? You grew up listening to that.
I grew up listening to new age music for sure. So I grew up listening to things like Enya and Yanni and Vangelis, things that have a kind of ethereal, futuristic texture, which I think people started to really experiment with in the 80s. Also before the 80s, but in the 80s, it seems like when I visit catalogs from that time period, it's futuristic and synthy, and so I like stuff like that.
Very cool. I know your background's more metal, like Pantera and things like that. Are you going to bring more of that element into future albums or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that's just what I grew up listening to as a kid. You know, that was like the first kind of music that I fell in love with was the more aggressive, you know, aggressive hip hop and aggressive rock. That was the stuff that I liked. But Lost Boys was the first VHS tape I ever owned. So
Really? That's cool.
Maybe that had
It got
impact,
in there.
yeah, somehow.
That's awesome.
That's a great movie.
And I was reading you also play the Kyoto harp.
The koto harp, yeah.
Okay. How did you get into playing that?
I learned how to play guitar first. My mom taught me how to play guitar, and then I also learned how to play piano. And I think once a person becomes familiar with one instrument, I guess I can only really speak for myself, but I became really thirsty for knowledge about other instruments. And so, yeah, the first time I heard a koto harp, it was just such a haunting and elegant sound that I wanted to learn how to play it. It's a beautiful instrument, although it's very, very fragile, so it's hard to take it on tour.
Is that something that you had to teach yourself, or did you track down somebody to give
No, I taught myself. My family, we used to live in Southeast Asia, and there were certain textures of instrumentation from the Far East that were I found to be really beautiful and inspiring, so that's how that started.
And what's coming up next for you guys?
We are playing a show at MoMA in New York for the PS1 warm-up series, which I'm really excited about. We have a kind of laser component which we're working on right now, which I won't go into too much detail because it's still in a secret science lab being invented.
We're working on a video for the song called Ecstasy Ghost. We're going to release that.
And I was wondering what the inspiration was for Shanghai Girls. I really like that song.
I wanted it to feel celebratory, but every song on the album, I think, ultimately expresses an emotion and or facet of our identity. I won't go into too much detail because I want it to still be applicable for the listener to take from it what they want and interpret it in a way that feels personal to them. But overall, the album is a love letter in a way to the places that we've lived and things we've experienced and people we've fallen in love with. And that kind of is what makes up the album.
And is there anyone in particular you're looking forward to seeing at Lollapalooza?
I am really excited about Kendrick Lamar and really excited about New Order.
What about you?
I'm excited about The Cure.
Really excited about The Cure. I mean, like, The
Kendrick
Cure.
Lamar.
That's so exciting.
And Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for taking your time and sitting with us. And we hope to see more of you in the future.
Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you very much.